Peace, 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 peace. It's the last video this morning. Because this is a whole, it's like 2 hours long, but I'm just trying to break it in because the ancestors just flowing through me like it's no tomorrow. But listen here, let me tell you something. Before I get into me, go pay respect to the Creator. The sun rises. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. Amun. Peace, 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 peace. Let me count up real quickly. Off of 3. Some of y'all really, really, really don't understand. Don't take faith in your belief. Has nothing to do with your skin color. I said that before. That is one of the issues that we have. My wife is Dominican Puerto Rican. Right? We found each other 10 years ago. Going on 10 years. Our love for each other has nothing to do with our faith. See, there's another scenario. Our love for each other has nothing to do with our faith. Now, my wife helps me out a great deal when it deals with trying to get symbols and buying, things she gets online for me. She's basically like my clerk or my secretary, however you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Because she's good with that. You know what I'm saying? Do she believe when I believe it? Somewhat. But she don't go against it. She learned by watching and hearing. She grew up in church. My wife grew up in church, like Pentecostal church. Now, do she go to church? No, she don't. But she understands what's going on because she grew up in the Pentecostal church. I grew up in a Jehovah's Witness. You understand? But when you do research and find out its origin, and if your spirit, your deity tells you, no, this is not what it is for you, this don't belong to you. I went with my spirit, my deity, told me, listen, this is where you need to go. So I understand where the Hebrew Israelites, so they spirit, tell them to go there. You got to go where you think is best for you to feel comfortable. You understand? I believe in the spirituality, the discipline. And all of these religions and spiritualities are all basically the same damn thing anyway. Don't let them fool you. Don't let them fool you. And all this, who's the origin? Who's the origin? First of all, this planet has been here for millions of years. You ain't gonna never know who's the origin. Scientists ain't gonna never know who's the origin. Never. You think because they did some digging in Africa and they found some freaking bones that's supposed to be 100 and some thousand, 200 some thousand years old, and it was a woman? According to them? Really? That makes, so far, we know the black people was here. We know that. But you don't know how long. And what was exactly the spot where man and woman was created. What if man and woman were created simultaneously around the world? What if it wasn't one spot? What if man and woman was created in different parts of the world? Because the world was one landmass. The Bible and all these things that we read actually can be completely wrong. Completely wrong. What if? Use your common sense. Them people in Africa, them people in Australia, them people in Ireland, them people in Costa Rica. Yes, let's get it Costa Rica, excuse me. When you had a Nubian man, I call him Nubian, so I don't want to call him black. His name is Nature Boy. He had his little melanation group. I was watching him, following it a little bit. Costa Rica goes, they took him and his crew, threw him in jail, beat them up, and basically kicked him out. Now they believe They wanted to be closer to the sun. I think if they didn't stay where they was at and then come down to the city part, wherever they came down to, they didn't ever mess with them. But this is what happened when you step out of boundaries. They're talking about Babylon, which is here, which is the system of things. But he learned a lesson. And he was ready to die for what he believed in. But we all supposed to be brothers, right? We all supposed to be brothers, right? We all supposed to be brothers and sisters, right? So why in the hell you didn't help them? You didn't help them. He should have had tons of money flowing so he could have took that money and moved outside where he wanted to go with his group. We're not brothers. We're not sisters. Sonetta 102 Black News in Harlem. He asked y'all he needed money to do what? He wanted to have his own van, his own news van, so he can get the news that he needed. Y'all didn't support that. You didn't give him no money. Let's be real. I'll even make it more simpler for you. I said it in my first video. You could walk out of a restaurant and see a man or woman and says, I'm hungry. We don't know if that's a hustle or not, but guarantee you, most of you will walk past them. But we're brothers and sisters, though. You are over-emotional people. You look at videos, you look at stuff on the news, and you sit up there and go, oh, look what they're doing to our people. They're not our people. Because if their government is not helping them, their government, I don't care what country it is, if their government is not helping them and allowing all this mayhem and horrible things that's going on in their freaking country, you don't think somebody could have paid them off so they can do all the slave trade? All this stuff that's going on? Common sense. But you ain't gonna get off your ass. You ain't gonna get off your ass. You and your immediate family, get off your ass and go fly to Africa and help them out. You ain't gonna do that. Because if you do, they got something for you. And you know it. But that's the truth that you don't want to really hear. We're not related to those people. When they first, and then let's put it this way. We all are not slaves. I'm going to really break it down real quick. We all are not slaves. Because you already have people living here in this country, South and North America. Everybody that's black is not slaves. Everybody black are not from a descendant of slaves. You cannot say that. You cannot. You can't. Because you're going to have somebody from Africa, say 1800s, decided to move here in America. Never was a slave and started a family. Right? Started a family. Now, if I move from Africa and say 1899, and I move to England first, or Canada first, now I started a family. Then I swung around and came to America, and now my family is 10 people strong. Then from 10 people strong, my son, I have 4 sons. My 4 sons marry other women. You tell me how we slaves. This has happened. So when you go, all of us are slaves, that's incorrect. Then you forgot about the indigenous people that was here. All of them was not slaves here. All the indigenous people didn't get killed. This is where you all have been telling a lie. All the Indians didn't fight in the wars. Some of them moved away. They moved, and they could have came back after everything settled. Use your common sense. See, you don't talk about that. But I'm Chocolate Amun Ra, and this video that I needed to put out because it was in me. The ancestors says, get it out. They're not your brothers. They're not your sisters. Just because I'm dark-skinned. Oh, my faith got nothing to do with my skin color. Grow up. Because you know what? Your mind is fucked up.